Luther's Small Catechism with Explanation, the Black and Maroon edition, copyright 2017, from Concordia Publishing House. The Fifth Commandment, you shall not murder. What does this mean? We should fear and love God so that we do not hurt or harm our neighbor in his body, but help and support him in every physical need. Question 60, Part A, from the Fifth Commandment. How do we fear and love God in keeping the Fifth Commandment? First, we fear and love God by not harming our neighbor. Harming our neighbor includes A, murder, taking the life of another person without just cause. 152, Psalm 10:8. The wicked man sits in ambush in the villages and hiding places. He murders the innocent. Read about Cain and Abel in Genesis 4:8, and David and Uriah in 2 Samuel 11:15. Genesis 4:8. Cain spoke to Abel his brother. When they were in the field, Cain rose up against his brother Abel and killed him. 2 Samuel 11:15. In the letter he wrote, set Uriah in the forefront of the hardest fighting and then draw back from him, that he may be struck down and die. What does this mean? Oftentimes people think that they're held guiltless against this because they haven't actually taken a knife or a gun and shot somebody or killed somebody. And that's not exactly what this means, because we know that Jesus Christ expands upon this and says, you break this commandment when you hate your neighbor. And you might be hating your neighbor in his reputation. You might hate your neighbor in his life by killing them. You might hate your neighbor by wanting all of his stuff and doing things. So hating your neighbor is a much broader category of murder. It also doesn't let us get off the hook of letting somebody else do our dirty work. So you can say, well, an assassin did it, and so they're guilty, and I am not because I paid the assassin. Like, no, that doesn't work either. You are in charge and in control. You're the one setting the ball in motion. You're part of that. You're an accomplice. And in fact, if you look at our courts and how they do murder and how they do trials and stuff like that, they kind of know how this is, that you can be an accomplice to it. You can be a person who sets up the murder, and then you're the one who paid somebody else to do it. You're still charged for murder yourself because you initiated it, just like David and Uriah did.
The Lord bless your day as well as your week.